welcome to the midday news. I am Kayode Adebayo. The Nigerian National Petroleum Company Limited has finally admitted that it is facing challenges due to a $6 billion debt. In a statement by its Chief Corporate Communications Officer Olufemi Shoneye, NNPCL confirmed that the debt is the reason for the fuel queues in filling stations across the country, stating that it is impacting supply sustainability. According to him, Nigeria's debt to suppliers of petrol surpassed $6 billion, making the NNPCL struggle to cover the gap between fixed pump prices and the international fuel cost. He further stated that the National Oil Company began struggling early this year when PNS payments surpassed $3 billion, bringing an increase to the debt profile of NNPCL under contract terms. Efforts by the federal government to ramp up power generation seem to be suffering a setback following the refusal of the electricity distribution companies to offtake the power allocated to them. The Minister of Power, Adeleke, in a statement made during the facility tour of TBEE Southern Power Transmission and Distribution Industry in Beijing, China, described the rejection of power by electricity distribution companies as regrettable. According to the minister, generation peaked at 5,170 megawatts, but unfortunately, it had to be ramped down by 1,400 megawatts due to the inability of discos to pick the supply. Mr. Adeleke lamented the development, saying it is regrettable, considering that the government is on course to increase generation to 6,000 megawatts by the end of the year. He also disclosed that the federal government had concluded plans to release $800 million for the construction of substations and distribution lines under the Presidential Power Initiative. The Center for the Promotion of Private Enterprise has urged the Federal Competition and Consumer Protection Commission to avoid a price control mindset. The director of CPPE, Dr. Muda Yusuf, disclosed this in a statement after FCCPC issued a month ultimatum to traders and businesses to crash their prices of goods. Dr. Yusuf said the disproportionate focus of FCCPC on the retail segment of the economy calls for concern, stressing that consumer protection is not about directly seeking to control prices at the retail end of the supply chain. He added that the Commission seems to be fighting the symptoms rather than dealing with the causes of the current inflationary pressure in the economy, noting that the core mandate of the Commission is not to fight inflation. Meanwhile, President Bola Tinubu, who is leading the Nigerian delegation, has arrived China to the warm embrace of his host, Special Assistant to the President on social media, Olusegun Dada, on his ex-handle, announced the president's safe arrival to the country. According to him, the president is due to sign memoranda of understanding with his Chinese counterpart, President Xi Jinping. President Tinubu, as Economic Community of West African States Chairman, will speak on behalf of the region in the multilateral talks between West African leaders and the Chinese president. President Tinubu is expected to sign some MOUs between the two countries in the areas of deepening cooperation in green economy, agriculture, satellite technology, media enterprise development, promotion, as well as blue economic development and national planning cooperation. In another development, the federal government is set to arraign some of the organizers of the recent hunger protests before the Federal High Court in Abuja today. The federal government also named a British citizen, Andrew Wynne, a defendant in the 6th count filed by the Inspector General of Police, Kayode Egbetokun. Mr. Egbetokun said the offense was contrary to Section 95 and punishable under Section 97 of the Penal Code. In the charged suit, the defendants were accused of treason, destabilizing the country, intimidating the president, and destroying the NCC in Kano, among others. According to figures revealed by human rights lawyer Femi Falana, a total of 2,111 individuals were arrested during the 10-day nationwide protest. Mr. Falana added that out of the arrested suspects, a total of 1,403 had been arraigned in courts and remanded in prisons due to lack of legal representation. And now to sports. Former Super Eagles goalkeeper Dosu Joseph has hailed the performance of the Falconets at the FIFA Under-20 Women's World Cup. It will be recalled that Nigeria kicked off their campaign with a 1-0 win over South Korea today at the Estadio Metropolitano de Teco in Colombia. The only goal of the game was scored by Flourish Sebastian in the 86th minute to give Nigeria a precious 3 points. Reacting after the game, the Atlanta Olympic gold medalist in a chat with newsmen stated that the Falconet must remain focused and should not be carried away by the result of the game. Now on the foreign scene, South African President Cyril Ramaphosa has arrived in Beijing to join the two-day 2024 summit of the 9th Forum of China-Africa Cooperation scheduled to start in the Chinese capital on Wednesday. Reports say South Africa, located at the southern tip of Africa, is the continent's second largest economy and a participant in the BRICS group. In 2023, trade between China and South Africa hit $55.6 billion, representing roughly 20% of China's overall trade with Africa. The ambassador representing South Africa in China, Siabongazwele, remarked that there are new opportunities, particularly for Chinese investors in the energy sector, solar panels, wind, prioritizing technology, among others. He emphasized the need to transform the country's production in agriculture, health, and digitization. The forthcoming FOCAC summit will take place with the theme collaborating to promote modernization and establish a high-level China-Africa community for a shared future. Still on the foreign scene, at least 47 people, including 5 children, have been injured after a Russian missile attack on Ukraine's second-largest city of Kharkiv. Reports say the attack hit a shopping mall and a major sports center in the northeastern city, which is not far from the border with Russia. Mayor Ihor Terekhov said the Saltivsky and Melansky district came under attack, with the prosecutor general saying Russia used Iskander missiles. It revealed that 7 children were among the injured, with the youngest just 3 months old, while several people are in very serious condition. He added that rescue teams and ambulances who responded to the call also came under fire. The attack comes just a few days after at least 7 people were killed and dozens injured when Russian weapons struck an apartment block in the city, starting the fire. And that ends the midday news on OSBC TV. The bulletin was edited by Adebare Ejimakinde. Please join us at 3 for the state news. Good afternoon.